I stand here before you not just as a young Kenyan, but as a proud granddaughter of the now late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. To the world, he's a statesman, a leader, a freedom fighter, a symbol of Kenya's struggles for democracy and justice. But to me, he's always been more than the headlines, crowns, or politics. To me, he's my grandfather, a warm, wise. He was always warm, wise, and always full of stories, laughter, and love. Some of my earliest memories of my grandpa are sitting beside his side, listening to all the stories he told me about our country, about where we've come from, and about why he chose to fight, and about Kenya. And I really miss him, and I still can't believe this is happening. Rest in peace, Baba.
At the state funeral for former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga, his granddaughters Safi and Senia delivered poignant and emotional tributes that deeply moved mourners. Making their first public appearance together to honor their grandfather, the two young daughters of Rosemary Odinga spoke of their profound loss and shared personal stories that offered a glimpse into their family's private life. The heartfelt speeches added a deeply personal touch to the formal state ceremony, which had previously featured tributes from numerous political leaders. The granddaughter's tribute was particularly emotional, with the youngest visibly fighting back tears as she spoke about her grandfather. According to Safi, she shared her belief that her grandfather was immortal. She expressed her sadness at the finality of his death, stating that it is very hard to say goodbye to somebody, especially when you thought that person was immortal. She also reflected on how her future success would feel different without her biggest cheerleader. She said that she's not afraid to admit that her next biggest achievement would be 10 times heavier, knowing that one of her biggest cheerleaders is no more. For Senia, the younger granddaughter also delivered a tribute, though her words were heavily influenced by grief. Her struggle to maintain composure was apparent, with her raw emotion resonating with those in attendance and underscoring the deep personal loss felt by the Odinga family.
Today I stand before you not only as a Kenyan mourning the loss of a national icon, but a grandchild mourning the loss of her grandfather, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. While the world might remember him as the people's president, a political giant, a freedom fighter, I will always remember him as a man of quiet strength, fierce love, and unshakable purpose, my Babu, my hero. It is very hard to say goodbye to somebody, especially when you thought that person was immortal. I think of this situation as the ending of a great TV show. Like movie critics, we should focus not only on the ending, but what made the ending so impactful. The patient listener, a gentle teacher, the grandfather who never let the weight of the world stop him from showing up for all his family members, laughing with wisdom and with patience. When I was in school, I was part of a play. I wasn't the main character. I wasn't even a side character. I was a mere backup singer. I remember telling my grandfather how great I was, how happy I was to be in this play, and how I couldn't bear being in it. And I remember telling him. And I remember the morning of they were getting ready, they marked it for a chopper. My grandfather had managed to make it to my event. This is to show the type of person he was. No matter how big or small the achievement, he would always make sure to be there and make it known how proud of you he was. He had a way of making you feel like you were the most important person in the room. As I stand here looking at your casket, I'm not afraid to admit that my next achievement will be 10 times heavier, knowing that one of my biggest cheerleaders is no more. So today, as we bid him farewell, we are not just burying a man, we are burying a legend. And I want to say this especially to my Kenyan people. We are the legacy. If you ever doubted your voice, doubted that you mattered,
Other family members also contributed to the emotional tributes, highlighting Odinga's role as a family man. Winnie Odinga, Raila's daughter, shared her father's great affection for his grandchildren. During her own tribute, she humorously noted that her father's love for his grandchildren sometimes meant she was sidelined for holidays. She recounted a special story involving his interaction with Safi, the family matriarch. Ida Odinga spoke on her late husband's ability to balance his vast public life with his deep commitment to his family. She said that he attended to all of them individually, especially his immediate family, brothers, sisters, grandchildren, and all. Fidel's son Ali, Raila Odinga's eldest grandson, the son of his late son Fidel Odinga. Ale was born in 2013 and has also been part of public-facing moments such as family outings. The emotional speeches from his granddaughters, alongside other family members' comments, served to humanize a political giant often seen through the lens of national politics. The tributes from the younger generations painted a picture of a doting grandfather who loved to spend time with his grandchildren, whether playing football or simply being together. This intimate side of the public figure resonated powerfully with a mourning nation. The funeral service, which was a mix of military tradition and intimate personal testimonies, offered the Kenyan public a chance to see a more complete picture of the man behind the nickname Baba. The grandchildren's voices, though young, spoke volumes about a legacy that extended far beyond the political stage and was deeply cherished within his family.
As I stand here looking at your casket, I'm not afraid to admit that my next achievement will be 10 times heavier, knowing that one of my biggest cheerleaders is no more. So today, as we bid him farewell, we are not just burying a man, we are burying a legend. And I want to say this especially to my Kenyan people: we are the legacy. If you ever doubted your voice, doubted that you mattered, remember him. If you ever felt too small to make a difference, remember him. Remember, he was not born a legend. He became one by showing up, by speaking up and refusing to sit down and be silent when it was easier. I use my time to keep this legacy alive and remind the nation that not only was there so much greatness in him, but there's as much greatness in you as well. To quote him, "You can only live once, but if you live it right, once is enough." Joey! 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 Thank you.